Next one's from John Kamepa, and the subject is AEW locker room. My question is for everyone, but mostly Konnan. Without naming names, can you tell us what the AEW locker room reaction is to Tony Khan? You keep talking about how people are happier backstage in AEW, but then look at what's happening with their boss. He goes on Twitter to say really stupid stuff. He does numerous press interviews that has him say really stupid stuff, and on top of that, AEW ticket sales are way down and the ratings aren't strong at all. Plus, no new stars that are ever getting pushed because Khan cannot stop signing new guys to take up people's spots. I get the money talks, but how can the AEW locker room for real be okay with Tony Khan as their leader? Are the guys backstage who are getting sick of Tony Khan's consistent John, let me explain something to you.
I obviously hates Tony Khan. So
he hates Tony Khan. I'm sure, I don't know what you do for a living, okay? But there's probably a lot of people out there that work for somebody and are very happy with their paychecks, that things that, since you don't work for the guy, things bother you probably more than people that work for him do because they're getting paid. So it's like this outsider looking in thing about talking like bringing up things like this. You're forgetting that he's paying these guys. So I think everybody's probably very satisfied with Tony from what I've heard. I haven't heard anybody say a bad thing about him that's worked there. Have you?
This is what I break it down to, and this is just not a Tony Khan thing. This is just all my years in the business. Everybody, just about everybody, every boss that says something stupid, from Dana White to Vince McMahon to Tony Khan to Eric Bischoff to everybody.
Dixie.
They've all said something stupid. It's hard to talk this much in this day and age and not say something. But the other thing is, people, they're loyal as long as it's convenient. As long as you're paying them, they're going to be loyal. With me, everybody thinks, oh, Konnan, he's great. He's as long as I'm doing whatever they want. All the stars in AAA, if you talk to them, the ones that are being pushed the best, I'm super over with them. Oh, yeah, he's great. But if I stop pushing him, I'm a... So people are just loyal as long as it's convenient. No different with Tony Khan. And you got a lot of that were on the indies, weren't making money, were sharing cars, sharing hotels, had no money, and now they finally got money. They're on TV a little bit. They're getting good catering, good hotel, and, their whole life is changed. They're somebody now. So most people are not going to make a wave. There are a lot of people that are not happy there, but they're not going to make waves because they're being paid good, and Tony treats them good. He's not a... Yeah, does he say outrageous? He's only been doing this for 3 years. I think what he's done in 3 years is really amazing. Yeah, he's done a lot of errors. You go in there and do what he's done in 3 years. It's easy to pick apart, but he's also done a lot of cool. So I like Tony.
Speaking of Tony, I wanted to ask you guys about this because we haven't talked about it. The tweet from Tony Khan where he said an independent study has confirmed that much of the staunch anti-AEW online community aren't real individuals. It's a staff running thousands of accounts and an army of bots to signal boost them. Look closely; these aren't real people. Who'd pay for such a wildly expensive thing? So, what do you guys think about that? I mean, that tweet got a lot of backlash.
Like I said before, like that tweet. I immediately, everybody's initial reaction is, "Oh, this is great." My first reaction is, I would not doubt that, bro. There's so many trolls online and bots and stuff, and that I could absolutely see, like a coordinated effort of some of these weirdos that have multiple accounts, to.
When I read that, when I read that, this is exactly what I thought. Obviously, in anything I read from anybody, I always think, okay, is this true, first of all? If it isn't true, I don't think Tony would put himself in a position to be discovered and ridiculed for the rest of his career. That's number one. Number two, I thought when he said it, WWE was behind it. They're ruthless, they're aggressive, they don't give a and that's what makes them WWE. And they shouldn't have to apologize. Hey, you're the enemy. Guess what, dude? You're my target.
Bro, this promotional warfare in the year 2022.
Yeah. And Vince has shown throughout the years, he's going to come at you. You ain't dealing with, some Johnny come lately. You're dealing with the most aggressive, ruthless there is out there, Vince McMahon. He ain't taking lightly, bro. He just took NXT away from his brother-in-law because he couldn't compete with AEW, or so it seems.
Yeah.
Speaking of corporate,
son-in-law.
Corporate warfare kind of stuff. There's a good show on Showtime right now called Super Pumped, and it's about the founder of Uber and how Uber came to be and all that. But Uber competes with Lyft. Some of the shit they did to try to knock Lyft out of business was pretty wild. Like, they would have plans like that where Uber employees would order Lyfts and cancel them last second and never take the rides and just have the guys driving around not getting paid and just trying to, discredit Lyft and with their drivers.
Bro, you can imagine the Coke and Pepsi have done to each other, and Popeyes and KFC, and bro, it's
well, bro,
there is no rules in war.
Yeah.
We're gonna have him on to talk about this, but Ryback is convinced that the WWE is behind
shadow banning.
working with Twitter
They
to suppress his
probably
account.
are.
They probably are.
That's what I think too.
Like that's
what else
what
could
I said.
it be? Who else would go out of their way to with him?
Everybody and their mother was like, "Oh, this is great," and I'm like, "Hey, all right, well, show me the." I'm not discount like the this thing is like, okay, I'm not saying this is inaccurate, but show me what you found would be what I would say. Show me your evidence here. I absolutely think it's plausible. So it's like that's and I think people are surprised that I said that. But I was like, look, dude, I'm like a fact guy.
I agree with you, bro.
Yeah.
I think the same thing. Who else? Just this is like the JFK movie.
Yeah, who benefits?
Well, they probably think it's funny.
Who benefits from Ryback not being on thing? Guys that still hate him in WWE.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yo, what up? This is Konnan, and I host Keeping It 100. My co-host Disco Inferno. Unfortunately.
Well, I'd say you're my co-host.
Listen, every Thursday here on Spreaker, we talk pro wrestling, sports, movies, music, TV, pop culture, and some politics. It's everything the rest of the pro wrestling podcasts are not.
Tune in to hear myself, the superior one, educate and inform.
Tune in to hear me bury Disco.
That's very disrespectful.
Join us every Thursday on Spreaker and keep it 100. Boom!